And we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. What is up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a great day. Hope y'all are starting the week off right. If you listen to this on Monday, today's podcast topic is going to be about running. It's an intro into running, and the reason I want to do this topic because my race is this weekend. So if you've been following along, you probably know that I've been training for a 100-mile ultramarathon. So I'm 6 days out. I'm recording this on Sunday. The race is coming up Saturday. And I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about the race and how it works and how ultramarathon works. If you've never competed in one or looked into one before, I want to show y'all how it works. But before we get into all of that, I want to just do a quick little podcast about running, about an intro into running. If you want to get into running, if you want to start running, because like when people first think of working out, like the first two things they think of when it comes to working out is they think of lifting weights and they think of running. Like that's the two main things. And I know a lot of people will jump straight to those things. So I want to kind of give you just a little quick intro into it of how you can get started, why you should get started, why you maybe shouldn't get started. Because I'll be honest, for most people out there, running is probably not the best thing to start with. It's really not. Running it's pretty hard on your body, and it's something you should work up to. You should, honestly, in my opinion, if you're starting from scratch, you probably should just start with walking. I probably wouldn't say start running, but I definitely think everybody should and could run. But you got to work your way up to it. It's not something you're just gonna start out doing, in my opinion. So, but if you are going to, I want to help you out, and let's talk about kind of like just the basics and intro of running. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna hop into my actual ultramarathon that I'm running this weekend, and I'll tell y'all how it kind of works and how it's laid out and things like that. I'm looking forward to it. It's crunch time now. I'm doing my taper right now. It's like my workouts are super easy right now because I'm trying to get my body ready, rested, and recovered for the upcoming weekend. So, without further ado, let's hop right into it. So, let's start off with section number 1, which is why running is awesome. Like I said, it's awesome, and I think if you can physically run, I think you should. But you may not want to start there, but it's awesome. There's reasons why. There's a lot of people that do it. It's very popular now. I actually think it's getting more and more popular. I see a lot of people running nowadays. There's a lot of like run clubs out there nowadays, especially if you live in like a big city. There's lots of run clubs and things like that. So for one reason, it makes you feel happy. You've probably heard of the term a runner's high. You've probably heard of that before. And this is just like when you run, your body, same thing with working out, your body releases these things called endorphins. So endorphins, it's hard to explain them, but like they're like a feel-good drug. Like they make you feel good. Think of it as it's like little tiny cheerleaders inside your brain, and they're making you smile, making you feel happy, making you feel good about yourself. And it's like that feeling. If you ever been to the gym and worked out before, when you leave that gym, you're in a good mood. Like you're in a better mood. Like when you leave the gym, you're probably not mad or angry or something after you just got done in the gym or running, for example, working out. You probably just feel better. Like you may not notice and be like, hey, I'm really happy right now. But you notice that, hey, I'm not mad or I'm not angry. Like if you went into the gym mad or you went into your run or exercise mad, you probably didn't come out of it that way. And it's because you get these endorphins. I'm not a scientist. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it works because I experience this literally every day pretty much. Another reason why running is awesome is it's super easy to start. You don't need no equipment. Literally, you can go outside and run. I know, and if you don't have nowhere to run, like at your house, you may have to get in your car and drive somewhere, but it's super easy. You don't need no equipment. You don't need no gym membership. You will need a pair of shoes. I'm not going to say you need to go and buy the nicest, newest pair of shoes. Honestly, you can start with whatever tennis shoes that you have. But if you're going to get into running, if you're going to run a lot, then yes, you definitely want to invest in a pair of running shoes for sure. But when you're first getting started, you don't need that. I didn't start with that. I literally just used the shoes that I had. And then once I decided I was going to start taking it more serious, that's when I finally upgraded and got a nice pair of running shoes. But yeah, super easy, super minimal. You don't have to go balls to the wall. You can start it at your own level, wherever you're at, your own fitness level. You can do it outside. If you do want to invest in some equipment, you can get a treadmill, which treadmills are, You can get them cheaper or you can get them more expensive. However much you want to spend on one, you can spend on a treadmill, but you can get them pretty affordable. And I would suggest if you really need one, I would go to Facebook Marketplace. That's where I would buy your treadmill. I wouldn't buy a new one. I wouldn't. I bought mine off Facebook Marketplace, and it's great. I bought a Peloton treadmill. It's a little more expensive. It's a nicer treadmill, but I bought it for literally like half off or less than half off because I bought it used off of Facebook Marketplace. It's like a $3,000 treadmill, and I didn't pay half of that. So you gotta look for deals, and it comes in handy sometimes. I prefer to run outside if I can, but for example, today it was pouring down rain. It's been raining all day, and I ran on it today. Like I just got done running just a second ago before I did this podcast. So it comes in handy if you want a treadmill, or if you have a gym membership, they're gonna have a treadmill. You can do it at the treadmill. You can do it at the gym. It's super easy to start. That's another good reason why running is awesome. If you don't want to pay for a gym membership, you don't need one. You can go outside and run. That's what's great about it. And number 3, you can do it anywhere. Like you can go anywhere. Not only can you go anywhere when you're at home, so like you can go to the park, you can run in your neighborhood, you can run around your backyard, you can run anywhere. You can do it pretty much anywhere. But another good thing about that is, since it is so easily accessible, you can do it when you're going other places, like when you're traveling. Say you got to travel for work, you can still run when you travel for work. Or say you're going on vacation, you can still run if you want to get a workout in while you're on vacation, or if you're going to visit some family. Like wherever you go, running's always an option, like always. There's probably very slim places you can go where running is not an option. So that's why it's good. It's a good workout to do. And it's good, something to have in your arsenal, in your workout routine, because it is just super easy, and it's awesome. That's how I'm gonna put it. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna say this now, because I know what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking, man, I don't like running. I hate running. Like running sucks. Why are you sitting here saying it's awesome? It's not fun. I don't like it. Well, you got to give it a shot. You got to go for it. Like you got to commit to it. And don't get me wrong, it does kind of suck when you first start. It's not easy. It's hard, but it takes time to get good at it. Like you have to practice it and to get better at it, and that's when it'll be more enjoyable. It's just like working out. It's just like going to the gym. When you go to the gym, you're not going to be great at it. You're not going to be that good starting out, but you get better. And then as you get better, as you start to improve, you start to like it more. You start to enjoy it more. Same thing with running. And to me, like, I think you need to get up there in your mileage before you can even determine if you like running or not. Like, and when I say up there, I mean like 8 to 10 miles. Like you won't hit, to me, once you start running that far, once you get to that distance, then that's at the point that you can decide, hey, do I like running or do I not like running? Because honestly, like, if you're not a runner, that sounds like a lot of miles. But if you're a runner, that's not. Like 8 to 10 miles is not a lot of miles for people that actually run. It's really not. And to me, in my opinion, I think you need to get up there to that distance consistently before you can kind of determine if you like running or not. Because if you're not running, if you're only running like 3 miles, to me, that's just not far enough. You hadn't given enough chance. And I know if you're a beginner or if you're not running at all, 3 miles seems like a very long time. And it is. When you're first starting out, that 3 miles is a good way to run. I'm not trying to downplay that at all. It is when you're first starting. But for runners, people that actually run, 3 miles is just a warm-up. Like, that's not that far of a run. So you got to give it a chance. You got to get up there. You can't just start running and get to a mile or 2 or 3 miles and be like, nah, this ain't for me. I don't like it. You got to give it a chance. You got to go further, push yourself a little more. Because when you push yourself a little more, you get more into it, you get better at it. And when you're able to run, say 8 miles, that's when you'll know, hey, that's when you can actually see like the benefits of it. You can enjoy it more. You can get that runner's high off of it. So that's what I would suggest do. Like, go all in, commit to it to see if you actually like it. And then if you get up there and realize, hey, this ain't for me, I don't like this, then you don't have to do it. But I think a lot of people quit before they actually get to that point to where they can like really determine if they like it or not. So yeah, it is awesome if you give it a chance. You just got to go. You got to push yourself a little bit further than what you think before you just give up on it. But you got to start slow. You can't go all in. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to start running 8 miles immediately. Like, you can't do that. You got to work your way up to it. It's going to take time. So you got to be committed to it. Just like the gym. The gym's going to take time. You got to be committed to it. It takes time. So don't give up too early. That's why I say, if you want to try it for a while. Give it at least like 6 months to a year. And then after that, then you can decide, hey, maybe this ain't for me. Same with the gym. Like, you can't you can't really determine if you like the gym or not if you ain't even been for 6 months. Because honestly, 6 months is not that long of a time. When it comes to your fitness journey, to your life, like 6 months is very, very minimum, like not a lot at all. Most people's fitness journeys are years and years and years. They're not like 6 months to a year is you're just getting started. You're just getting warmed up. Like you got to commit, I would say a year. Like you got to commit for a year before you can say, hey, this is not for me. Because you ain't even like, you just now dipping your toes in the water. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even wet yet. You still getting in the water. So I would say anything you do, give it at least a year. So section number 2, how to start running. The best thing to do, start slow. Start walking, run, walk, do this. If you ain't doing nothing right now, don't even start running. Just start walking. If you, every other day, or I suggest every day if you can, start with 20 minutes, go up to 30 minutes, go up to 45 minutes, go up to an hour. And then when you feel like you're ready to, when you're consistent with that and you feel like you're ready to start running, start with a run walk strategy. There's different intervals you can do, but an easy one is just run for 1 minute, walk for 1 minute, run for 1 minute, walk for 1 minute. And you can do that until you get up to like 5 minutes and just keep adding to your intervals. There's different ways to do it. There's a thing called Jeffing, Jeffing. It's you can look it up. It's like an interval walk. It's a run walk thing. And there's different strategies you can do it, but find one that works for you and do that and just keep adding to it. Add more intervals, add more time, add less walking, things like that. And just start slow. Build it up over time. Don't go all in and start trying to run from day one, trying to run the whole mile. Like if you just start in a day, you ain't got to run a mile today. Like you don't have to. Start slow, start walking, start run walking, and then get to where you can just start running. It's going to take time. And then when it comes to something like actual technique, I'm not going to get too into the weeds of technique. If you really want to learn more about technique, just look up a video on YouTube. But in some general terms, just keep your head up, keep your arms swinging. Think of like you're holding like 2 ice cream cones up. So your arms like this, not turned if you're watching the video. But yeah, swing your arms, be loose. Don't be tight. Don't be like scrunching your traps up. Don't try to be loose. Let your shoulders kind of go down a little bit. You probably want to have a slight lean forwards. Just a slight bit, not too much. You definitely don't want to be leaning backwards. Breathe in your nose, out your mouth if you can. So those are just some basic tips. I mean, if you really want to get into some technique, you're gonna have to watch some videos and learn more about like things that get you into. Honestly though, I wouldn't worry about too much. Don't worry too much about your technique. Just start doing it. And then as you start doing it, then you can work on perfecting it. You can get better at it. You just need to get consistent with it first. Because if you try to, the reason I say this is if you try to start perfecting your technique from the get go, you're just gonna you're gonna overwhelm yourself. You're gonna give yourself too many things to think about, too many cues to do, and you're gonna overwhelm yourself, and you're just gonna quit more than likely. Because if you really want to perfect your technique, it's gonna take a lot. Like you're gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot of running, a lot of practice, and there's a lot of like little things when it comes to running. Some people will tell you different things. Like the big controversy is like where to land on your foot. Should you heel strike? Should you land flat footed? Or should you land on your toes? Depending on who you ask, you're going to get a different answer. So for me, I try not to worry about that too much. I just try to let my natural tendencies take over. I try to land more flat footed if I can. I try not to land on my heel. If I land on my heel, I feel like it tends to hurt my legs more. Because you just kind of pounding your heel. So I tend to try to land as like on the middle of my foot, like on my forefoot as much as I can. Not necessarily flat footed, but like land on your forefoot, not like on your toes and not on your heel. Try to land kind of in the middle. That's what I do, but I'm not a running expert, so you can take that advice for what you want. Like I said, if you ask coaches or runners, they're gonna tell you something different probably. They're gonna tell you what works for them. I would say just stick to what your body does naturally. And that's probably what's going to work for you. But yeah, that's just some basic tips on how to start running. Like I said, don't get too caught up in the weeds of how to perfect your form and things like that. Just start doing it. As you do it, your body will get better at it. You'll get more used to it. And your technique will just improve on its own just from your body adapting to it and things like that. So don't get too crazy in the weeds about your technique. Now, if you're having extreme pain, obviously you're doing something wrong. You probably need to look into your technique a little bit. But again, with that comes you got to do the right build up. Like if you go straight into it, running a mile or two at a time, straight into it, you're going to hurt. Like your legs are going to be sore. You're going to be hurting. That's why I say you got to start slow and build your way up to it. You're definitely going to be sore when you start running. So just be aware of that. Like you're going to be sore. You're probably going to experience a little bit of pain. Just because your body's not used to it. You're tearing your muscles down. You're tearing your joints and things like that down. So you got to let your body recover. That's important. So just be aware of that. Like, don't think, oh, I ran, I'm hurting really bad, I'm not doing that again. That's going to be part of it. Like, same thing with working out in the gym. You're going to get sore. That's just how it works. So you got to push through that. But let your body recover. Don't. If your body's super, super sore, you're hurting, don't go back out there and just destroy your body again. Let your body recover and then do it again. So section number 3, you got to make running fun. Because like I said, when you first start out, it's not going to be that fun. It's going to suck. You got to build up to it. You got to build your endurance up. You got to build those muscles up so you're not getting so sore. So there's different ways you can switch up your workouts. You can add like little games into your workout to switch it up. But what I would suggest most is just get you a buddy, get you a running partner to run with. It can even be a dog, your friend, your spouse, somebody to run with. I promise you, running is so much easier if you have somebody there with you. I don't know why, but it just distracts you. Like if you can run and talk to somebody next to you while you're running, it makes it go by so much quicker and it's so much easier because you get into thought about what you're talking about and you're not really paying attention to you running. So before you know it, you've been on a run a mile or two and you didn't even realize it. So that's why I like running with a buddy. It helps a lot, especially if you're doing several miles. It helps to have a partner to run with. So yeah, just try to make it as fun as you can. You can do like little games. So think of like little games you played in the car when you were a kid, like finding things on street signs and picking the color, like looking at things for certain colors, things like that. You can do like the ABC game where you're finding different things that start with the different letters of the alphabet. There's little things like you can do like that. Or what I suggest, listen to listen to music. Put your headphones in, listen to music. But be safe if you're running on the street. Get you some of those open ear headphones or just put one headphone in. Don't put both of them in. That way you can hear cars coming, running the opposite direction of cars, obviously, so you can see them coming. But that's what I do. I listen to music or I listen to podcasts. If you have podcasts, or what you can also do, which I don't do this, but you can listen to audiobooks. If you are an audiobook person, listen to audiobooks, podcasts, radio, or run with somebody. These are all great ways to pass the time, to make it more fun, to make it more enjoyable. And I like it because I can kind of zone out. Like if I'm listening to music, I can kind of zone out, paying attention to the music, and it makes the running a lot easier. So that's just kind of like an intro into running. If you have any more questions, just shoot me a DM, Murphy McFit, and I can try to help you the best I can. I'm not an expert at running by no means. I just started running. 2 years ago I did the Ironman, and I ran for that. But then last year I did the bodybuilding show, so I didn't do any running. So I ran for almost a year straight, and then I quit running for literally a whole year straight. And now I've been running for about 6 months, ever since my bodybuilding show was in August. So I've been running since after August. So what's that? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, I've been running about 7 months now, 8 months. So yeah, I ran for a year, took off a year, and then I've been running for 8 months. So I really ain't been running that much. I'm not an expert by no means. I'm not that fast. I really ain't. I run pretty slow, but that's because I'm training for an ultra marathon. I'm not training for a marathon. When you train for a marathon, you will train a lot faster. You'll do a lot more speed work, a lot more interval work, because you want to run your marathon as fast as possible. Like that's the goal, to run fast. When you're doing an ultra marathon, your goal kind of changes. I'm not really trying to run fast. I'm just trying to run for a very long time. Like I'm trying to run for endurance. I'm trying to go as far as possible. I'm not really trying to do it fast. I mean, yeah, you can try to run it fast, but for my first one, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to win or anything. I'm just trying to finish. I want to be able to complete it because there's a very high likelihood that I won't complete it. So yeah, I'm just training for distance. I'm not training for speed. There's a difference depending on what race you're doing. So yeah, that's my little intro into running. Now I want to talk to you about my actual race specifically and how it's going to be laid out. So my training this week is going to be super easy. Monday is actually my off day from running. I'm actually going to go to the gym and I'm going to do a workout, like a weightlifting workout. That's probably going to be my last weightlifting session. If not, I may do one on Wednesday. I'm planning to go on Wednesday, but I don't know if I'm gonna work out because I don't want my body to be like sore. I don't want to tear my muscles down too much. But I'm definitely gonna work out tomorrow on Monday. So I don't have any running Monday. Tuesday, I have a little interval workout. It's only, let me pull it up real quick. Yeah. Tuesday, I only have a 25-minute run, so very short. Wednesday, I have a 40-minute run. Again, it's pretty short for what I've been doing. Thursday, all I have is a 15-minute run, and Friday is a 10-minute run. So these are just little runs to get me outside, get me moving, to get my shake out, my muscles and my legs to get me going for my race. Because my race is Saturday. The race is 100 miles. It starts in Jacksonville, Alabama, and I'm going to run 50 miles out all the way across the state line of Georgia. I think it's about 25 miles into the race is the state line. So then I'll run 25 miles into Georgia and then turn around and come back. And you get 32 hours to complete the race. And at first my goal was I wanted to do it in 24 hours. But then I realized, hey, that's getting a little crazy. That's getting a little greedy. Like, I just want to finish. At this point, I just want to finish. If I can finish in 32 hours, by all means, I'll take all 32 hours if I can finish it. So yeah, the race starts at 7 o'clock on Saturday. So I don't expect to finish until after 7 a.m. on Sunday. It'll definitely be after 7 a.m. It'll take me longer than 24 hours to complete it, probably. So my strategy for running, for pacing it, so it's not like a marathon. Marathon, you will run the whole entire time. You won't stop. In this ultra marathon, you'll definitely stop and walk a lot. And there's a lot of aid stations, so you'll stop at the aid stations. So it's all about a strategy. Like, you got to have a good strategy going into it. And depending on your level of endurance, depends on how you'll break up that strategy. But for what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a run walk strategy. And I hadn't decided my exact times yet, but it's probably going to go like this. I'm probably going to run for 15 minutes and then walk for 3 minutes. And I'm going to do that for about 20 miles. So 15 minutes on running. And this is just a slow run. This is like a jog. Like, think of like a jog, a zone 2 run, if you know what that means. It's just a jog, 15 minutes. So for me, that'll be at the speed I'm going to be running at. It'll probably be about a mile and a half. So I'm averaging about, the speed I'm running at, I will average about 10 minutes a mile. So I'll do 15 minutes. That'll probably be about a mile and a half. And then I'll walk for 3 minutes. And I'll do that for about 20 miles probably. That's going to be the goal. I mean, obviously this is going to change on race day depending on how I feel. But this is the plan going in. I'm going to run for 15, walk for 3 for 20 miles. And then once I hit 20 miles, I'll go down to 12-minute runs, 3-minute walks. So I'll run for 12 minutes, walk for 3 minutes. And I'll do that until I get up to mile 40. So then the next 20 miles, I'll go down to 9-minute runs. So 9-minute run, 3-minute walk. And I'll do that up to mile 60. And then obviously this is probably where it'll change a little bit because I'll probably be extremely tired at this point. I'll probably be hurting. So depending on how I feel at this point, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. But the plan is from mile 60 to mile 80, do a 6-minute run, 3-minute walk. And then for mile 80, do a 3-minute run, 3-minute walk. I'm going to do that the best I can. Like, I'm going to try to stick to that the best I can. That's my goal going into it. Now that probably would change on race day, depending on how I feel. And the reason you want to do this run walk strategy, you don't just want to run the whole time, it's because it's a very, very long time. It's going to be over 24 hours. Like, your body you're going to destroy your body. Like, it's going to be hard. Your body can't run the whole time. It just can't. I mean, well, it can. Some dudes that do this for a living, they will run the whole thing. But for people like me, this is my first one. You got to pace it. You got to pace from the get-go. Like, you don't just run 50 miles and then start doing your run walk strategy. You got to do the run walk strategy from mile 1, like the very start of the race, because you got to conserve as much energy as possible. Like, it's going to be very hard to do that run walk at the beginning because I'm going to feel good. Like, I know I can run 30 miles without stopping. I did it like two or 3 weeks ago. I ran 30 miles and I didn't stop the whole time. Actually, I lied. I stopped one time to switch out my water bottles, my water on my vest, and then I ran. But I never stopped. I never walked. I ran the whole time. So I know I can go 30 miles, but I was only going 30 miles. I got to go another 70 miles on top of those 30 miles. So you got to pace yourself. You got to be smart about how much effort you're giving, because you got to save that energy up, save that effort for the rest of the race, because you're going to need that energy when you get to mile 70, mile 80, mile 90, like you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be extremely tired. Your body's going to be hurting. So you need as much energy as possible. So you got to be smart about it. So I'm literally going to be walking from the very beginning, literally from mile 1, from the race start. And you just got to stick to the plan. But the only problem with this is each aid station has a cutoff time. So it's not like you get 32 hours to complete the whole race. You have a cutoff time at each aid station. So what is an aid station? An aid station is basically it's like a little pit stop where they'll have food, they'll have water, they'll have drinks for you, different electrolytes. They'll have things for you to eat because this is a long day. Like you're gonna be out there for over a day. Like you gotta have food, fuel, you gotta have everything. If you've ran a marathon race, you've probably seen these before. It's like a little water station where they give you water. These they actually give you food at because you gotta have food or you won't make it. Like you will bunk, you won't make it through the race. Your body just don't have that much energy to run 100 miles. So you gotta eat food. So each aid station in this race is anywhere from like 8 to 10 miles apart. So let's just say 9 miles. It averages out to about 9 miles. So every 9 miles I have one of these aid stations. And I will actually stop at these aid stations because I'll have a crew with me. And they can give me my own like water, drinks, food, things like that if I want my own food. Or I can use like the aid stations the race is providing. But they will be there to kind of, cheer me on, coach me up. Give me anything I need. So like if I need to, say my feet got wet or something, if I need to change my socks, I can change my socks or change my shoes or change the shirt, whatever. Like if you're real sweaty or you're real wet and you need to change your shirt, you can do that. Like your people at the aid stations can help you out. They can't run for you. They can't help you do none of that. But they can kind of give you supplies, equipment, and things like that. So every about 9 miles, you'll see an aid station. And if you have a crew, you'll see your crew. And I'll have some of my family with me helping me crew. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be a cool experience to get them to be able to do it with me, to help me out. Because it's more of a team effort than it is just an individual race. You can do it solo if you want. People do that. Because you can use all the aid stations. They have food and stuff for you. But it helps a lot if you have crew there. Like if you have your family there or friends there helping you out. And you can also have a pacer. So after mile 50, you can have a pacer. So what is a pacer? A pacer is simply somebody that runs with you beside you that's not in the race. They're somebody else outside of the race that they can run with you to help motivate, to help you run, to motivate you, to talk to you. It's like I said earlier, when you have a buddy, it makes it a lot easier to run because you can talk. Well, that's the same thing. They can run with you. They can talk to you, keep your mind off of it. They just can't help. They can't push you or carry you or anything like that. They can just run beside you. That's all they can do. And they can actually carry supplies for you. Like if you need them to carry more food for you, they can. They just can't help you run. That's it. But yeah, that's a pacer. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about the cutoffs. Yeah, you gotta make the cutoff. So for this one, I don't know what the numbers are. We have a race packet that'll tell you the cutoffs. But yeah, like you gotta be moving. Like you gotta make good progress throughout the race. You can't just walk one section, because if you walk that one section, you may not make it to that cutoff. Like unless you're way ahead. Say you got to the first aid station in plenty of time and you had like way extra time, then yeah, you probably could walk to the second aid station if you had time. But if you're pushing that time limit, you may not make it to the second aid station. If you don't make it in that time, then they disqualify you. They call it a DNF, did not finish. So yeah, you got to be moving like constantly throughout the race. You can't just quit moving or take a break for a little bit because you may not make that cutoff time. So it makes it to where you can't take too much time. You can't spend too much time at the aid station. You can't walk too much. Like you gotta be moving in order to hit these cutoff times at the aid stations. And they're serious about stopping you. Like if you don't make it on time, they will take your like tracker or your number or whatever, and they will disqualify you from the race because you're not going to make it in time. So got to be moving, got to be staying on pace, and that's the whole goal of doing the intervals, because you got to have an interval that's going to allow you to hit those timers in the aid station. I'm trying to think of what else goes along with the race. And one big component of the race is, since it is 24 hours, you will be running through the night. Like I will be running literally when the sun goes down and when it comes back up the next day. Literally, I will run all night long. I know that sounds a little crazy, but what I'll do is I have a little headlamp that I run with. If you follow me on social media, you probably see me post a story with me running it with it, because I run now in the mornings, so it's still dark when I run. So I have to use it in the mornings when I run. But yeah, that's going to be the hardest part to me, in my opinion, is running through the night. Because by the time it gets nighttime, I'll be at least 50 miles in. I'll be on my way back at this point, and I'll be hurting. I'll be tired. I'll probably be moody. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Hopefully not. But yeah, I should be at least, hopefully I'm 50 miles in by the time it gets dark. If I'm not, then I'm definitely way behind pace, and I got to pick it up. But yeah, by the time it gets dark, that's going to be tough. I am going to have a pacer with me, and I'm going to save my pacer until it gets dark, because I know that's going to be the hardest part of the race. So I'm going to get him to come pace me when it gets dark and when I'm really in the trenches. Because when it comes to a 100-mile race, it's so long. There's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows. So like in 1 minute, you'll be feeling good, and the next minute, you'll be down in a low and you'll be feeling terrible, and you'll want to quit and you'll want to give up. So that's why it comes in clutch to have a pacer with you, because they can help you, they can motivate you, get you going, especially when it gets dark. Because when it gets dark, your motivation goes down, you get tired, your body wants to shut down when it gets dark. You don't have that, when it gets tired, your body kind of releases melatonin. That's what makes you want to go to sleep. You don't have the sun in your eyes. The sun will wake you up. So when it's dark, there's no sun. So the nighttime is going to be the hardest. Like, you got to push through the night. It's probably when I'll be relying on caffeine. I'm going to try to save caffeine for as late in the race as possible. I don't want to take it from the get-go, because after a while, I feel like you lose the effects of it. So I'm trying to wait as long as possible to use caffeine. I'll probably be using it through the night. So that's my goal going in. If I need to use it before, I will use it, but I'm going to try not to as much as I can. Let's see. What else is involved? Oh, nutrition. Nutrition is a huge thing when it comes to an ultra marathon, because, like I said, your body will give out before you can run 100 miles if you don't eat anything. It just won't make it. So when it comes to these races, a lot of people like to call them an eating contest, and they don't call them a race. They say it's an eating contest, because if you don't eat enough, you simply will not make it. So there's a very big component of running these ultra marathons, and it's nutrition, also hydration. So electrolytes, sodium in particular, sodium, salt, carbs. Carbs is the main thing you want to hit. Calories, and just food, like in general, water. So I have it written down what my targets are. Let me pull them up real quick. It's going to be different depending on the person. You're going to burn calories differently. You're going to sweat differently. You're going to need different food. So it's all dependent on your person. And you kind of figure it out as you run. You get better and better. But my goals for the race are 90 grams of carbs per hour. So that's every single hour. I need to be consuming 90 grams of carbs. If not, my body will probably give out at some point. I need to consume around 700 milligrams of sodium per hour, about 300 calories per hour. And that's kind of like my intake goals. And the way you get these, you consume all these, is they make these things, these gels. They're called like carb gels, electrolyte gels, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of different brands. They make them. It's literally like a gooey type substance, and they have carbs in them. They have sugar in them. They have electrolytes in them, salt, everything you need to refuel your body, to rehydrate your body. So that's one way, gels. Also, just like real food. So a lot of these aid stations will have food for you to eat, all kinds of different things that you can eat, a lot of salty things. But the main thing you got to focus on is electrolytes, so your sodium levels, your carbs, because you need carbs. That's what your body's going to use for fuel. That's what you get your energy from, that immediate energy from. And then just overall calories. So you got to make sure you're hitting these targets. If not, like you're probably not going to make it. Your body's going to give out eventually. And the hard part about these ultras that make a lot of people quit or drop out of the races is because their bodies simply cannot digest the food after a while. Like when you're running that much, your body don't want to digest it, because it's just, your body wants to rest. It don't want to digest it. So a lot of people have GI problems in races. A lot of people either throw up the food that they're eating, or it makes them have to go to the bathroom really bad. So depending on who you are or what you're eating, you may be stuck in a porta potty, or you may be throwing things back up. So it's very, very important to figure out what works for you and your body. You got to figure out what foods your body can hold down. You got to figure out what foods don't run through your body. So that's the good thing about those gels. The gels are normally pretty easy on your stomach. People can pretty much anybody can take them. They're not very heavy, and they have all the nutrients and stuff that you need. Now, the only bad thing about the gels is they normally have very strong flavors. So they're normally flavored, different like fruity flavors, things like that. And you will get flavor fatigue after a while. Like you will get tired of eating them after a while and you won't want to eat them no more. Like I've never experienced this, but I've watched a lot of videos of ultras, and they say after so many miles, like you don't want to eat no more. Like you don't want to eat at all, and you have to force yourself to eat because if not, you won't make it. So like, I guess just your body's so like torn down that it just don't want to eat. Like it don't want to process anything. So you have to force yourself to eat, and that's the good thing about these gels is they're very easy to get down because it's like a liquid. You can squeeze in your mouth and swallow it, and you don't have to sit there and like chew normal food. So it's a lot easier for you to get it down. So that's a good thing about the gels. They also make them in what are they called? Gummies. They also make gummies that have the same thing. They also make powders. So you can put powders in your water, electrolyte powders, carb powders. The one I'm going to be using is actually called G1M Sport. It's going to have carbs and electrolytes in it. So it's kind of a win-win. It'll have like, I think it's like 100 calories per scoop. It'll have like 20 grams of carbs, and I forget how many milligrams of sodium, but it's like an all-in-one mix. So if I can drink that, that'll help me stick to my calorie goals and things like that during the race. So it's very, very important you nail down your nutrition, because if your nutrition can literally take you out of the race. Like even if you could still go, like if you could still run, your nutrition may could take you out because your stomach is just so messed up over that long period of time. It's hard to really nail it down, especially like it's really gonna be hard for me because it's my first one. So I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what foods are gonna be good for you. So it's best to practice this in your training. And I did. The only things I really ate during my training was gels. So I know the gels work for me. I know they work good. But I know on this race, since it's so much longer, I'm gonna have to eat like real food. I can't just rely on the gels the whole entire time. So it will be a little bit of a guessing game, and I'm just hoping everything works out for me. But we'll see. Hopefully nutrition is not the reason that I don't finish the race. Hopefully I can push through if I have to. But yeah, as far as my endurance goes, I think I can make it. Like I think I can make it based off endurance. The only two things I worry about is my stomach, like holding down the food, so GI problems. And then the second thing I worry about is just getting injured, because running 100 miles on your body is a very easy way to injure yourself. Like your body is not meant to pound on your legs for 100 miles. It's just not meant to do that. So you could very easily get injured. So your think of ankles, knees, and hips. For me, that's like 3 areas that something could go wrong, in my opinion. Yeah. So nutrition and injury, that's like the only 2 things I think would stop me. I think like endurance wise, I think I can do it. Like I don't have a problem. Mentally, I know I could do it. Like mentally, I could push through. Because it's just like I know I can. The only thing that may take me out is like not be able to hold down any food, like my body just giving out, and then injury. Hopefully that don't happen, but that's why I have a game plan. That's why you have a game plan going into these. That's why you train for so long. I've been running miles and miles and miles to build up the muscles in my legs, to build up the joints, build up the tendons and things like that, so that I don't get injured. That's the whole point of training. So hopefully my training was enough. Hopefully I did enough during my training to not get injured, and then hopefully I trained my stomach enough to hold down the foods and things like that. So I think we're coming in ready. I think we got a good race plan, a good strategy. I think we'll be okay. Now we just got to go out there and execute. We got to do it. We got to get it done. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see next podcast if I got it done or not. And let me go ahead and put this out there right now. If for any reason, knock on wood, if for any reason I don't finish, I will be doing another one. I will finish one. It may not be this one, but I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be 100 miles. I promise that. Unfortunately, they don't have another race until like November, so I will have plenty of time to train for the next one, if that's the case. Hopefully that ain't the case. Hopefully we can knock it out this time. We're going to try our best. We're going to give it our all. That's a fact. I'm not going to let y'all down. But yeah, I got to knock it off. I got to check it off the bucket list. So if I don't finish for any reason, we're going to be back and we're going to do another one. I don't know which one it'll be, but we'll do it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can think about of how I'm going to attack my race, how I'm going to go about it. I'm trying to think if I left anything out for my ultra. Yeah, it's really just training, nutrition, and then just mental toughness of getting through it. It's about all that goes into it. Oh, let me say this. If you are getting into running, if you are starting out, a good way to hold you accountable, a good way to motivate you is to schedule a race. If you're just starting out, that first race is probably going to be a 5K. go ahead, sign yourself up for a 5K. This is a great way to motivate you, to keep you going, to give you a goal, something to actually look forward to strive to. This honestly, having this race scheduled is the only reason that I've been able to train for this. Trust me, I wanted to quit. Like there was a few weeks there where I did not want to run at all. I didn't like it, but I'd already signed up. I'd already committed to the race. Like I'm doing the race regardless, no matter what. Even if I didn't want to run, even if I missed a day, there was a couple times one time I got injured during my training where I had to take 3 weeks off. So I literally missed 3 weeks of no running whatsoever. And then there was another time where I got the flu, and I missed a whole week for the flu. And then the next week after I had the flu, I was still recovering. Like my body was still torn down, still recovering. So my training was terrible. I still trained, but it wasn't very good. So honestly, I would say I kind of missed like 2 weeks because of the flu. So overall, I missed like 5 weeks of my training, but I was already committed. Like I'm signed up and I'm ready to go. I'm doing it regardless. So that didn't stop me. I got right back to it and trained because I had a goal and I had a race I signed up for. So I encourage you, do the same thing. Go ahead and sign up for a race, first race. It don't have to be a marathon, a half marathon. Literally start with a 5K. Then once you do a few of those, or you can get up to running those pretty easy, do a 10K. Then maybe do a half marathon, then work your way up. I mean, you may not even want to run that far. You may just want to do a 5K. You may like those. But I suggest putting something on the calendar. Go ahead and sign yourself up for it. Commit to it. Pay for it. It's going to cost money, unfortunately. But when you spend money on it, it makes you more accountable. It holds you to that goal a little bit more. You're going to be a little more motivated to do it. So I suggest go ahead and mark it on your calendar. Put it in your calendar. Sign up for it. And it's going to be a good way to hold you accountable and kind of motivate you. Because let's be honest, there's going to be a time during your training where you're going to want to stop running. You're going to want to quit. You may injure yourself. You may, have something crazy come up in your life and happen that may get you off track. But if you know you already got it signed up, if you're already committed to something, that'll help you get back on track and get right back to it. So that's the whole goal. So yeah, that's my update on my ultra marathon. Tune back in next week to see how I did. I'll update y'all. I'll do another podcast episode to let you know how I did. Hopefully I come home with the medal. Oh, another cool thing about ultra marathons is in most races, at the end, you get a medal. That's just pretty standard. Like you can see, I have some medals up there for some of the triathlons I did and the bodybuilding show I did. It's pretty standard. You get a medal. Pretty much every kind of running event. Well, the cool thing about an ultra, which I think is cool, I don't know, it's a little different. Instead of giving you a medal, they give you a belt buckle. How did this start? I don't know. I have no clue how they started doing the belt buckle. I really don't. But at literally every 100-mile race I've ever seen, instead of giving out a medal at the end, they give you a belt buckle. So I thought that was pretty cool. Hopefully I come home with a belt buckle and I will show y'all. Hopefully I'll be able to show it to y'all on the podcast next week if you watch the video version. If you don't, shameless plug, I put the podcast on YouTube, the Fitness Beginner Podcast on YouTube. Y'all check it out and subscribe over there. I'd appreciate it. But if you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I appreciate y'all to leave me a review if you can, 5 stars. Share it with your friends. Tell somebody about it. And other than that, y'all get to work. Y'all have a great day. Peace, love, protein. We out.